Morning, Ricky. We're just gonna hang out here for a couple of minutes, guys, before we get started. Hey, David. Hey, Sergey. It was good. All right. Let me go ahead and share the risk disclosure. All right. So hopefully you guys see my risk disclosure. We'll get started here in about a minute. Black screen now. It should be visible. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. We're already 5 past the hour here. We'll start ahead. We'll start with the risk disclosure again, guys. Again, the content that's being published to and distributed is not intended as investment advice. An offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any future security, company, or fund. Um, we all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and that we should not be using anything other than risk capital that we can otherwise afford to lose without compromising our financial security or lifestyle. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse any future option, security, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the news, because it looks like we've had a fair amount of news that continues to drive the markets higher, at least the equities. So let's take a peek at the news here and see what the news what remaining news in the markets. Okay, so let's move this down. Okay, hopefully you can see that. We'll see. Can you guys see the Financial Juice website? All right, good. All right, so looking at the news, we had some PCE reports. Actually, for the most part, negative, but that's driven the markets higher. Okay, all came in under forecast, or majority of the news came in on either under forecast or in line. Okay, so what remaining news do we have on the docket that could continue to, or could have an impact on the market? Well, at 10 a.m. we have a inflation report, both 5-year and 1 year, that could have an impact on the markets here. Okay, so and then we have at 1:15, which actually technically, well, it's actually pretty close to the end of the market here. We have one of the Fed members speaking, Bowman, speaking today. Okay, so still a fair amount of news, especially around that 10 a.m. hour that we've already kind of know to have listed on our times to, I guess, be careful to be in the market. That's at that 10 a.m. In addition to the items that are listed here on the portal, we also have the European option expiration. That's also something to be aware of as well. Okay, so yeah, just a couple of items we've had. Again, the good thing is that we've had a fair amount of news already reported into the market, but we still have a few items remaining. Like I said, I generally wait for that time frame around 10 a.m. Eastern time before I really am really active in the market, especially with gold and crude oil. Okay, all right. So now that we've gotten through the news, let's go ahead and move on to the charts here, and let's move into the gold market here, and then we'll open up our charts. Okay. All right. So let's see. Window. Okay. So here are our charts. Let's see if I can move these. This is a chart of gold. Was kind of moving pretty strong here upside until the report. Okay. So let's see. We got, hopefully you guys can see my screen. Just double confirm with you guys. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's take a look at the daily. All right, so we'll look at the daily here and see what the daily chart. Well, again, the daily chart is remains bullish. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn this off here for a minute and turn this off here for a minute. Okay. So again, if you knew nothing else but this piece of information right here, it would be very easy for you to say that we are in a bullish market. Okay, when it comes to gold. All right. So daily, very much bullish. And again, we look to the left, we'll find that there is really nothing in its path. Okay. So as a trader, well, we want to align ourselves as much as we can with the direction of the market. Well, right now, I would say that the direction of the market is up. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. All right, looking at the 4-hour chart, we have kind of a series of candles here, kind of continuing to grind higher, maybe a little bit more overlap than I guess we would like, but nonetheless, nothing in here that indicates that we've had any sort of significant structure that would indicate that we've broken structure to the downside. Okay, we have volume delta is very much aligned with, well, not quite aligned. This one here was a lot of buying, and then now we're kind of neutral here as far as a volume delta is perspective. So 4-hour again, I would say probably neutral to bullish. Okay. We have a lot of overlapping candles here. Okay. We're going to head and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart again is, we're going to stretch this out here a little bit. All right. And we're going to start to kind of begin to add some of the things that we care about. First thing that we care about is our volume profile. So I'm going to go ahead and open up. Open up the fixed range volume profile tool. Okay, and locate the. Let's see, the uh, the A30 bar from Thursday, okay, and then I'm gonna drag that across to the close, okay, and you can see here that we're well within value. All right, well within value from the prior day. Okay, so when we're in value from the prior day, or we open inside the value of prior day, that's an indication that maybe we might have a kind of may have a range day. Okay, indication of that there's no real group that's really I guess has hold of the market. Although I would say of late that we've had a series of bullish candles. Okay, bullish price structure. And then we are coming up on this level of 2700. Okay, 2700 I would say would be a rather important level in the gold market. Okay, so let's open up initial balance here and start to kind of unpeel the onion, so to speak. So let's see if I can find my initial balance tool. There it is. I'll go ahead and open that up. Okay, so there's our initial balance. I would say that it's relatively wide. I think some of it is a result of the news. Okay, so what was I? So yeah, so initial balance is relatively wide. The next thing I'm going to open up here is our ADR levels. You can see our ADR levels above. We're going to then open up. Actually, we're going to start adding our levels here, guys. So let me locate my spreadsheet here and we'll add our levels. All right, so here are our levels. Okay, there are levels that we'll be tracking today. All right, so let's move this over to the right. Okay, here are our levels. So let's double confirm some of them, shall we? So we have, what do we have here? We have our average daily range high coming in at 2711. Okay, 2711.3. Average daily range low coming in at 2679. Okay. Okay, so that's in line. We have our point of control coming in at 26. I have 8960. Okay. Maybe this might be a little bit more like 2690. So we'll go ahead and modify that. 90 is our point of control. Settlement price, we're hovering right next to it here. Okay, so settlement price is looking like it's 2694.9. Where is my settlement? Yeah, 2694.9. Okay. And let's see what else. We're missing average session range. So let's see if I can open up that. Okay, so we have average session range. Let's move that to US at this point. Okay, there's our US session. So we may need to modify this a little bit. We got 2702 and 2679. Well, okay, that seems to be very much, or 2779. Okay, so what to make of this market? Okay, well, right now we are challenging value area high. Okay, so if we do get a break of value, all right, to the upside, and price it does indeed hold, then there's probably further upside that is in store to the upside. Now we have an average session range here above us. I think we have a reasonable chance of getting to at least another retest of 2700. Okay, before it's all said and done. Okay, and then 2702, and then ultimately 2711 could offer some areas for maybe for a reversal in price. Okay, but we need to be careful, right, with those kinds of sentiments, because overall, as I've shown, and on the higher time frame, we've been rather bullish. Okay, so anything that we trade is sort of in reverse of that bullish trend, has to be more of a, I would say, more of a scalp, I would say, where we go back to some logical levels here. So let me go ahead and where is my VWAP here? Okay, there's my VWAP. I'm kind of inclined here to draw my anchored VWAP here on the bottom. Okay, so couple of levels indicating that we could see maybe further upside price. Right. So again, at this point, I would say that we're probably looking more bullish, and that we should be looking for opportunities to the bullish side. And if we are going to entertain anything on the short side, it has to be around these ADR, ASR areas. Okay, if we're going to entertain anything on the short side. Okay. So that's kind of pretty much, I think, what I have to say about the gold market. All right, I'm going to peek here to see if there's any comments or questions on that. But yeah, I would say right now that we should be looking at bullish opportunities in the gold market. All right, let's move on to crude oil. Okay, so crude oil, here we are. Okay, a lot of little selling wicks here up above us. Okay, so let's see what to make of this market here. All right, so we'll start off with the daily. Okay, looking at the daily chart, we'll turn off some of our levels again. Okay, ADR, low ADR and ASR. We'll turn those off here for a minute. We'll leave. Good morning, Trader Dubois. Okay, so what to make of this market? Well, again, similar to what we were doing with the gold. If all I had on my chart was this, what would you say that is the direction? Well, the direction right now in this market is down. Okay, this is just simple reading of pattern, right? Swing, pullback. Well, what are we expecting? Another potential swing to the downside. Now, this is a daily chart, so we're actually just working off one candle here. Okay, but the overall pattern in this time frame is to the downside. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, we've gotten a series of candles here that haven't really made any sort of headway in either direction. Okay, since beginning of Thursday, right? Now we do have a little bit of a developing I guess bearish candle at the moment. Okay, and that's very much aligned with the general direction of the market. Okay, so on the 4-hour, again, we are looking rather bearish, and I'm just kind of looking to see here if there's anything here to the left. There's a little bit of I would say kind of a little bit of a demand area here to the left hand side. Okay, hasn't been as reactive as one might expect. So it's maybe given us more and more evidence that really we're going to be coming back down to 65 here at some point, right, before we see anything of significance to the to the upside. Okay, so this 65.60, maybe 66.30, right? This range right here is kind of what I'm looking at here on the 4-hour. Okay, this seems to be a logical demand area, or I would expect to see some buyers. Okay, so this area right here would probably be the first area where I would start to maybe nibble on the buy side. Okay, do we target to maybe go short if pattern is there like yesterday? Yeah, I would say that it's perfectly reasonable to look for a short, especially on some sort of pullback. So again, this is a 4-hour chart, but I'll draw it anyway. So this is the top, okay, of the swing. Okay, so yeah, any pullback at, say, in this case on the 4-hour chart at about 69.27 would be a logical area to reparticipate if should price get there. Okay, but we're looking at a 4-hour chart. All right, so looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, again, we have if we get the opportunity. We may not get that opportunity, right? It may not come up to that anchor VWAP, right? We may have to work off of, say, a daily VWAP. You see you can see how daily VWAP has offered us some opportunities, right, to the short side in this market. Okay. Every time it's come up to, anchor VWAP, maybe it's stretched it and only to be rejected, stretched it only to be rejected. We see a lot of selling wicks, okay, up above these candles, indicating there's a lot of potential selling pressure. And like I said, this seems like the natural destination for this, right? That this area move all the way down to this area. Okay. All right. So now that we're on the 30-minute chart, let's go ahead and take a look at the our volume profile, and we're going to locate the 9 a.m. bar. All right, drag that across to the 4:30 bar. Okay, and here we are. We are similar to gold, although it seems like it's going in the opposite direction. We are inside value. All right, I'm just going to stretch this out here a little bit. We are inside value, so there's a reasonable expectation. Yeah, weekly low 66.60. That seems to be an area potential target. Okay. So not unrealistic. Okay. Although we are, it still needs to get through value, right? Value could offer us, similar to what we had here. This value area low could offer us maybe another little bounce, but I would agree that maybe we are destined to head uh, lower. Okay. So let's see. We'll go ahead and add my levels here, guys, and then we'll continue our discussion. Okay. Let's see. Locate my levels for this market. All right. There I am. We'll kind of paste those in. Here I am. Okay, so we're about 6 minutes away from this market opening up on us. Here are some of the levels that I'm tracking. We have, just to kind of spot check some of these, we got 67.99 as my value area high. We got 67.26 as my value area low. I'm going to adjust these a little bit. Seems like they're a little off. Okay, and then 67.99, okay, as my value area high. Okay, and then see, we're going to go ahead and open up our ADR and ASR. So this is our, where is ADR? Okay, there's ADR, and then ASR is over here. Okay, so again, we're coming into an area. You see where ASR is coming in, right? We're coming into an area where we could potentially become supportive, right? So any move here has the potential of being supported, right? So we have to be careful here on how we react around 67.29, okay, maybe as low as 67.14, okay, in this market, all right, because this area could offer us a reversal, just like it kind of reversed off here prior, okay. Initial balance is not in the cards just yet. So yeah, so I would say that let me see. I'm going to go ahead and draw in our anchor VWAP up here. So this is going to be another indication for me. So notice that we're kind of following this anchor VWAP as well to the downside. The only thing that I would say maybe a word of caution is that we are coming into a demand zone, right? We are coming into a demand area here with this ASR low, okay, and value area low. So that's really the only thing I would caution. Okay. I would say that we wait for initial balance, like we normally wait for initial balance, wait for initial balance to guide us in the direction that they want to take the market, and then go from there. Okay. So yeah, so right now I would say that we should be looking for some bearish opportunities in the crude oil market, with the caveat that we are coming into areas of demand, right? We have some demand areas that could be resistant. I mean, could be supportive, I should say, to price, and could potentially cause price to reverse from it. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind here. Okay, let's see. We've already kind of exceeded the daily range to the downside pretty significantly, to be honest. Okay. So our average daily range is well, actually, there's an average daily range. Sorry, misspoke. We have 68.53, and then we have another zone down here, right? So again, these areas, 66.60, 66.30. These are kind of all ripe areas for potential longs here. Okay. All right. If there's any questions on crude oil, I would say that crude oil looking bearish, but coming into areas of support. Okay. So I don't know. It seems like right now we're kind of in the middle of the range. Okay. Would like to be a little bit more extreme. If I'm gonna take a stab at the longs, then maybe this 67.14 might not be a bad area, or maybe slightly below. That might cause a little bit of people to think, okay, well, this is a good level to kind of begin to add to our portfolio of oil products, right? So that's something to kind of keep in mind here. Okay. So I think that's pretty much what I have to say for the crude oil market. Again, the market remains bearish. Would continue to look for areas, where I can sell some strength. Okay. If price begins to, close above some of these VWAPs, both the daily and the anchored, then maybe we start to get into a situation where we start to see a reversal, and maybe we maybe challenge some of these highs again. Okay. But for now, I would say that we should continue to err on the side of the bears and look for opportunities for a bearish trade. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the equity markets. Okay. So we'll start off with the Nasdaq. Okay. So the Nasdaq is plowing through this area. This is I believe, a prior area of this. Let's adjust this here a little bit. This ASR. I think this is ASR. Okay. We're gonna close some of these levels off, and we'll take a peek at the what the higher time frame is saying. All right, we'll take a peek at the higher time frame, and looking at the higher time frame, we again just looking at these candles. Okay, just looking at these candles of late, I think everybody would agree that we remain in a kind of a bullish kind of sentiment in this market, right? We continue to make higher highs and higher lows, right? Really, and then as we get additional context, we've broken excuse me, we've broken some structure here to the upside. Okay. And then where are we headed? Well, we have 25, I would say 20,700 is very much in our sights, back to highs here at almost pretty close to 21,000. Okay. All right. So that's kind of, I think, that where we're headed. Now, as we get closer to those areas, well, we have the potential of whoever brought the market down here to kind of reestablish themselves here again. Okay. So that's something to be aware of. But for now, I would say from a daily perspective, we are very much bullish. Okay. In NASDAQ. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart again, we continue to make a series of higher highs and higher lows. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle in an otherwise area of support. Okay, right here, right. This is an area that I would call supportive. Okay, you can see that we pushed outside this area of consolidation. We pushed outside of it. We've come back down, retested against it, not just once, but twice. So this seems like we're in for maybe another move to the upside in NASDAQ, right? Looking at the 30-minute chart, okay, 30-minute chart, we've gotten ourselves above value, or not above value, above this VWAP, okay? And we did make an attempt to get above a little bit of this structure here. For now, has kind of, I guess, has failed a little bit. Okay, but we're still very much in. We are. This is pre-market here, right? So There's still about a half hour to go here before the market actually opens up here. Okay. So let's go ahead and start to add some of the areas that we care about, one of them being this average daily range. The next one I'm going to go ahead and do is draw our fixed range volume profile here. So let's see, I'm going to go locate the 930 bar from Thursday, drag that to the close of yesterday, and we've taken a peek and closed above value. Okay, so anytime we've taken a anytime we have, well, basically at this point, market has yet to open, but the market has already established a stake, I guess, to the upside. Bulls have laid claim to maybe further upside here. Okay, and I would say that as long as price remains above value, then I would say that the general direction is to the upside. Okay, in this market, right? As long as we remain above value, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to continue to the upside in this market. Where are, I guess, some areas that we should maybe worry about? Maybe, well, worry about as far as targets. Well, it looks like if we do break these areas, I think there's a reasonable chance that we come back to the highs of Thursday. Okay, maybe as high as this average daily range. Okay, so let's open up our charts, or open up my spreadsheet. I'm going to add our levels here. Okay, our fresh levels that we should be looking at. Okay, we're going to go paste those in. Okay, here are our levels that we're going to be tracking today in this market. Okay, we're going to move this over here. All right, there's our levels. Okay, just gonna spot check these to make sure they're accurate here. Just go ahead and close that off. Let's see, we have value area high here. Okay, that's value area high coming in at 20,359. Okay, maybe a little bit lower here, depending on how I draw this. Yeah, so it's in the ballpark. I was just, it's coming in at 20,361.75. So I'm going to modify this a little bit. Okay. All right. There's our value area high. Value area low is coming in at 20,232. So we'll modify this as well. Okay, 232. Okay. And then we have our average daily range high. We've already spoke of 20,499. So we're going to modify that. 499. Okay. 499. Is that right? Yep. 499. And then our average daily range low is coming in at 20,191. 20,191. Okay. All right. And let's see. Settlement. Settlement price. Looks like it's already open, but I don't. Okay. Settlement is 20,346, which is good. That's in line with what we have. And then 20,346.25. Or 24. I'm trying to get to my point of control here. So pretty much point of control is coming in at 20,347. So yeah, all these numbers look in line here, guys. So I would say that as long as we remain above value, then I think we have a reasonable chance for a continued upside in the NASDAQ here. Okay. Again, I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchor VWAP here and kind of pluck a number here off. So again, we have daily VWAP and anchor VWAP coming in at the same level. The level that we just broke here of 20,374.50 would be kind of maybe another level, okay, that I would use as a reference, right about here, because that's an area that we just broke or in the process of breaking. that could serve as an area of, maybe as a little bit of a pullback to support our move to the upside. Now, if we do start to close back inside value, well, then we have the possibility of certainly reaching these daily and anchored VWAPs, which could provide us another opportunity for a long. And if we manage to break that, then maybe we're headed to some of the lows of the day here. Okay. But right now, I would say that we should err on the side of the bulls. All right. And it seems like we have a fair amount of runway. Okay. Before we're met with any sort of significant resistance. Okay. Assuming that we continue above value. All right. So that's kind of what I have for the NASDAQ. We'll go ahead and move on to, unless there's some questions here. I don't see them. We'll move on to the ES. Okay, ES. All right, we'll kind of take a peek at the daily here. Turn off ADR and other things here. Okay, so ADR. And so looking at the daily, you can see here, there's like we noticed on the NASDAQ, this is not a market that's looking bearish, right? We continue to make higher highs and higher lows. We're at, obviously at some extremes. It's a little bit, anytime you're up at these levels, it's really hard to, you're welcome, Frizu. It's really hard to participate especially on this side without feeling like you're paying a premium for long, correct? So you always feel like that maybe that this is the time where we might get maybe a little bit of a pullback, but the moment we do that, we get another surge higher. So we have to be patient on any sort of pullback and look for opportunities in the direction of the trend. And I would say that the trend at the moment remains bullish. Okay. So again, we have a developing, bullish candle. We had a little bit of a push into this, kind of an area of demand that was, scooped up. All right. And we've have now this little demand zone. Okay. I can see here on the 4-hour, right? This area seems to be an area of support. All right. For this market, we had a push higher. We had a move lower. Was not allowed to, price did not accept back in this area. We moved higher again. We made another attempt and up we went. Okay. Now we have a bullish engulfing candle, right? And we'll have for another 15 minutes here. We'll find out exactly how this closes. But again, this again seems like we're going to see some continuation here into the upside in this market. All right. 30-minute chart. All right, so 30-minute chart here, we're above some of the things that we care about. We're above settlement. We're above anchored VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchor VWAP here at the bottoms here. Okay, so there's another area where we are seeing that price is above. So all the indicators that, not all, at least a few of the indicators so far, 1, 2, 3, are all indicating to the upside. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Let's locate the 930 bar from Thursday, and we'll close that off to the close of the session. You can see here again, similar to NASDAQ, we are above value, right? As long as we remain above value, I think there's more upside in this market. Now, where would be the next logical area where we might see some resistance? Well, high of day. Or high of yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what day that is. High of Wednesday, high of Thursday. Okay, this area right here would be a logical area to expect maybe price to stall a little bit. Okay, this area of consolidation, we see price leave this area pretty strong to the downside. Chances are those same people that were able to bring that market down are around, and so are probably end up defending these areas, right? 58.30, 58.25, somewhere in that range. Okay, so that would be a kind of a logical area to, if you wanted to fade the market, that would be a logical area. The nice thing about that is that It's an area where I can manage my risk. Okay, because I wouldn't have to wait too long, right, to understand whether I'm wrong, right? Because this is an area of consolidation that has sold off. Yeah, I'm going to open that up here in a minute. Okay, so let's open up ADR here. Okay, yeah, so we have ADR above us, like Sergey has mentioned. Okay, so this area right here seems to be right, an area right for selling. And again, if I use this level that I drew or ADR, I don't have to risk all that much in comparison for the opportunity that it could present, right? As long as we're focusing on extremes of price. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and uh, let's see, locate my levels here. We'll add them to the charts. Okay. Okay, so here are our levels. Oops. All right, here are our levels. Okay, so we'll just kind of spot check these. We have 5808 value area high. That's in line. We have 5789. That's value area low. That's in line. Point of control coming in at 5802. Okay. Point of control, let's see, right here. It's a little bit higher, maybe. 5803. So we'll modify that. 5803.75. Okay, and then settlement is coming in at 5804.50, which we have. So let's see, average session range is really the only one that's remaining here. So we'll open that up with the understanding that this could change. Okay, so our average session range is even higher than our average daily range. We're coming off ASR low. Okay, we've exceeded it and was rejected, and now we're in this kind of structure to the upside. Okay, so we have ASR high here at 58.54. So we'll modify that 58.54. Okay, and that's 25, not 75. Okay, and then average session range low, that is coming in at what is that, 57.93. So modify that to 57.93. 25. Okay. Yeah. So again, right now we're in, I would say, structure that indicates that maybe we'll see some continued moves to the upside in ES. Okay. And destinations for this move, again, top of day. Okay. ADR or ASR. Okay. These are all logical locations and targets for the current direction of this market. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing in the ES. All right. Let's see here. If there's anything I'm missing. We're about 15 minutes away from the market opening. So we'll take a look at one last market here. Unless there's any questions, we'll take a look at the Dow. All right, the Dow, and I don't expect the Dow to be much different than what we've kind of stated here, but it's something I think maybe we actually might even be a little bit further along in this move higher. Okay, so I'm going to kind of quickly take a look at the daily, but I suspect I know the answer to this question. Okay, we have the daily breaking or potentially breaking or making new highs. Okay, we won't know that until the close of day whether it does manage to close above. Okay, but right now, you can see that we are above or have the potential of closing above this area of consolidation, which could create another strong leg to the upside. Okay. We had an attempt to go lower that was met with buyers and it was kind of scooped up. And now it looks like we're primed for further upside in the Dow. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour. Okay. 4-hour chart. Here we are. We have this area here, as I mentioned, right? This area right here was an area of resistance, I would say. Okay. And now look at the candle that's peaking above it here. Okay, we're about 42 minutes away from this candle, and that will maybe give us some indication. If it closes with this strength, then maybe that is enough of an impetus for us to continue to see an upside move in the Dow. Okay, this area right here. Now we could, have what happened here, right? We could peak above, right, and fail, right? This is not looking that way, but we still have about 40 minutes from this candle closing. So this here is not out of the cards yet. Okay. Just because it's developing as bullish does not mean it's going to stay as bullish. Again, we have about 40 minutes away from that happening. Okay. All right. Looking at the 30-minute chart. So we're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here. I don't need that. Okay. We're going to stretch this out here a little bit. Okay. We'll stretch. All right. So I'm kind of inclined here to draw my anchor VWAP at pivots. And the pivot that I see right now, excuse me, is London. Okay, so London, this is the pivot that created London at the start of London. We received a reversal in price here, and we've been up. So a lot of bulls in the market, I would say, at the moment. Okay, and as long as we remain above these anchored VWAPs, there's really no reason to think anything other than bullish. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, fixed range volume profile here. So that's it right there. We'll drag it across right there. Okay, we can see that we're well above value. I would say that maybe we're even a bit stronger than any of the other two markets. Okay, both NASDAQ and ES. Seems like the Dow is somewhat leading the way here. Let's take a look at ADR, see how the close ADR is. So ADR is a ways away. And then the last thing would be ASR. Okay. ASR is actually a little bit closer. So we have 42,719 with the possibility that we start to get some reactions here as early as 42,670. So what are some levels that we're going to be tracking? Okay. Well, yes, absolutely, David. Hit the like button. All right, hit the like button if this is supporting your abilities to analysis of the markets. Okay, so we have our ADR high here coming in at 42,740. 42,740. Okay, is our average daily range high. Okay. Okay, and we have our 719. That's our average not daily, but session range high. Okay, we have value area high coming in at I'm going to say it's 42,550 is our value area high. Okay. We have point of control coming in at 42,512. 42,512 is our point of control. Okay. And our value area low is coming in at 42,470. 42,470 is our value area low. Okay. And then we start to get into our average daily range low. 42,339 is our average daily range low. Well, average daily range. Yeah, average daily range low. I said right the first time. And then the last thing that we need to worry about here is our average session range low. Okay, 42,267. Okay, it looks like is our average session range low. Okay. All right, so those are kind of the areas that I'm going to be focused in on. As I mentioned, the market still looks quite bullish. We are beginning to come into some areas that could offer maybe an area where we can potentially look for an execution for a reversal in price. But I would say again, our expectations on that move should be back, to something like VWAP or maybe the top of initial balance high or something along those lines. Okay. Has it restriction in your Thompson Discord room? Can we talk about position, enter, exit, or the room if all related to your coaching? I don't see there's any reason. I don't. I think we could talk trades in the Discord server. I don't think there's any issues there. I don't think there's any restrictions in talking position. I don't. Okay. I don't. I don't. I would say. Um, I don't. I'd rather have you guys guide you guys, right, and talk about levels and things of that nature, rather than being a kind of kind of a signal calling service. If I don't know if I'm making myself clear here or not, but I'd rather have it come from you, Trader Dubois, right, and understand why you're doing what you're doing, right, not to imply that what I'm sharing level wise, entry wise, exit wise, that everybody's going to be able to secure, right? More important that we're all looking at the same levels, and each and every one needs to be able to trade the levels and execute the levels and manage the levels and manage the trade, right? Very difficult to do all of that if your mind is not 100% aligned with the direction. Okay, so you want to make it your own as much as you can, right? So, but no, I don't think there's any restrictions on sharing levels. I mean, they do that on Top Step TV on a daily basis. So yeah, I don't see that any reason. I just my preference is to kind of highlight and guide, right, rather than force feed. Okay, I'd rather have you guys learn how to feed yourselves than me dictating, exactly the entry, the exit. I'm happy to do it. I just think there's more value in you arriving and at those levels and executing those levels. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any remaining questions. I do have some time remaining, so if there's anything else that I should be, if you have any questions about, fire away. Okay. Otherwise we'll I guess I managed to get through this a lot faster this time around. I don't know, maybe I spend less time maybe on some of these instruments. Okay. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask. And if there's not any questions, then I will see. Oh, yes, your post is always welcome. I talked about our position. Yeah. No, there's no restrictions in posting your position. No restrictions. Okay. No restrictions in posting what you're thinking, what you're looking to do. Okay. All right, guys. I think if that's pretty much it, then we'll close the session with that. Again, like always, today is Friday. Again, the weeks go by pretty fast. We don't want Fridays to be this. I coined the term, or others have coined the term. It's Capital Preservation Friday. Okay, don't give back what you've earned over the week on a single day. Okay. So yeah, you're welcome, DCAT. Yeah. So again, trade the market, trade your process, remain disciplined in your process and your locations, and let the process lead the way. Don't be led by where your P&L is for the day. Hopefully that makes sense. So I plan to make a little spot visit today. Yes, I will keep my break-even week. All right. I will make a short visit today in Top Step TV when they review the VIP dashboard. So I will I'll make a visit there for maybe 15, 20 minutes. So you'll catch me there. I don't believe I'm scheduled for Power Hour this week. I think I'm scheduled for next week. So yeah, I'm gonna be moving here to the coaches room. All right, coaches Ray's room. I'll be looking to see what levels are out there, what opportunities are out there, and go from there. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. So we'll no group coaching this afternoon. We'll pick up on Monday. So again, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Trade well, guys.